How can you find the people that are supposed to be for you in this life if you're not being authentic? Once to the point in my life where I literally cannot stand surface level friendships. I want to surround myself with people that are doing things in life. I couldn't care less about the drama and gossip that you're going to bring to the table, because that doesn't change my life, and it actually quite literally doesn't change your life either. Hey guys, let's talk about friendships in your 20s. Friendships in your 20s is so incredibly hard to navigate, but friendships are also such a blessing when you know what to remember. So yeah, let's talk about it. I feel like the best friendships I've ever made so far in my 20s came when I stopped trying to be liked and I actually started to align myself with things that light me up. There was a time in my 20s where I really felt like I could not find my people. Everyone around me just seemed to have an impeccable group of friends. I felt like I didn't have any of that really. You know what I'm talking about, like the girls that you can travel with, the girls that you can like make a Valentine's Day plan with. I feel so lucky to say that the most aligned friendships that I've ever had in my life came right after I started investing in like my own growth and my own goals, especially when I started going to things alone, like classes, events, basically showing up consistently in spaces that I felt like reflected my true value. When you show up to environments that actually reflect who you are and your authentic energy, not who you're trying to be or trying to be liked by, I just feel like the connections form naturally. Going out into this world emitting the most highest form of vibration, which is authenticity. Even if those friendships don't form instantly and you're in a space where you're being authentic and your truest self, you feel whole anyway. You're literally sending that magnetic energy out into the world. Your people will naturally find you if you're being authentic. Like genuinely think about it, guys. Like how can you find the people that are supposed to be for you in this life if you're not being authentic? How are they supposed to find you if you're being somebody else? If you want to be found in this life, you have to make it easier for yourself to be found. There is that classic saying that you meet the people you love doing what you love, and that is wholeheartedly the truth. The thing that I learned in my 20s is that friendship needs to be a two-way street. I've spent an embarrassing amount of time chasing friendships that I know deep down, if I did not message them, reach out to them, say happy birthday to them, that I would never hear back ever again. And there was a part of me that didn't want to admit that that was going to be the case and that they actually didn't feel the same way that I did towards them. I cannot believe that I spent so much of my years worrying, micromanaging the relationship. The friends that would put in the time and effort are literally later down the line waiting for me to release the ones that I have to control to be my friend. Like genuinely, can I just throw a reminder out there that friendships are supposed to be easy. They're supposed to flow, they're supposed to be effortless, they're supposed to be fun. Something can't be fun if you're micromanaging it, if you're controlling it, if you're the only one putting the effort and energy into it. That cannot be fun. I fear it's giving desperate. I feel like energetically you know whether you're in a one-sided friendship. It's just a matter of time. How long are you gonna wait until you actually don't give a shit anymore? If they wanted to give effort, they would. And they haven't because they don't want to. It doesn't mean that they're a villain, but it does mean that they're not for you. Respecting yourself in friendships honestly does mean that you need to take yourself away from the situation and basically making sure that you're not overgiving. I really wish someone told me this earlier. Pay attention to how you feel after you see a friend. That will tell you everything you need to know. And this includes friends that you love as well. I've been in situations where I've come away from meeting a friend feeling quite exhausted and I could never understand why. Whilst on the other hand, you do have those friendships that you see maybe even for like half an hour, and you come away feeling absolutely just on your game. Like you feel so happy, so magnetic, so full of energy. Your nervous system does not lie. Your body knows things before your mind can even comprehend. You can care about someone so deeply, but still acknowledge that the way they make you feel after you see them may include feelings like comparison, anxiety, or even an old version of you. That is like, oh, probably the worst one. So instead of asking yourself, are they a good person, are they a good friend, you need to be asking yourself, how do I feel in proximity to this dynamic? This needs to come from a place of self-love, not bitterness for the other person. At the end of the day, this does not necessarily make them a horrible person or a horrible human being. Just think in your 20s, who you surround yourself with matters a whole lot. It can literally change the trajectory of your life. So please, if you take anything away from this video, please start paying attention to people's energies. The next lesson I'm about to talk about was a hard one, okay? You do not have to wait for something to go wrong in a friendship to decide that it's just not for you. I feel like this kind of ties in with the sunk cost fallacy. If you don't know what that is, I will flash it up on the screen. Oh my god, the lighting in here. Ooh, the heavens are opening. I feel like I'm sat on the sun. Maybe it's because my sun jelly cat sat there. Don't know, but I'm grateful. I love the sun. The premise is that because you've come so far, it doesn't make sense to end it. You kind of just keep going. That kind of mentality kept me in a lot of friendships that I just didn't need to be in. I think a lot of us were taught that relationships and friendships just end when there's some sort of betrayal. You don't need to wait until that friendship takes away from your life to decide that it's not for you. I feel like that mentality just encourages the fact that you need to justify why you may not want something in life anymore, and it's absolutely okay. In your 20s, you are gonna absolutely want one thing one day or 1 year and then decide, you know what, this doesn't align with me anymore. It doesn't align with my highest version. And honestly, you also don't need the biggest reason on planet Earth either. And you just feel like the conversations again and again aren't fulfilling. Your energy just feels different. I am now seeing my friendships from a level of, do I see them aligning with the highest version of myself that I know I'm already becoming? If the answer's no, then you gotta go. One of my favorite lessons, and I say favorite because it's so empowering, you don't need a whole girl group of friends. Feel like you've got the best ones. Nothing's sadder than sitting at a table full of people that really don't bring anything to it. I really used to associate big groups with feeling the most love. I feel so incredibly loved in my friendships now. I can't say that I used to feel that when I had more of them. I've gotten to the point in my life where I literally cannot stand surface level friendships. I am bored. Like, I am bored. I want to go to lunch and talk about what are your plans for life? What are you doing to achieve them? Like, what are you building with your life? Like, I want to surround myself with people that are doing things in life. I couldn't care less about the drama and gossip that you're gonna bring to the table, because that doesn't change my life, and it actually quite literally doesn't change your life either. It's just time and energy wasted. I'm just so over it. Another thing I learned in my 20s that I'm always going to remember for the rest of my life is to pay attention to who claps for you. I used to think that true friends used to turn up into your life when your life was in flames. No, that's not true. I don't know who told me that, who lied. Support doesn't just show up in hard seasons. It shows up also when you're growing and celebrating and becoming that next level of yourself. When the opportunities start finding you, who is clapping for you? Better be the people that were there watching you struggle. Because all honesty, your growth should not signal to someone else how much they're feeling behind on something. So naturally, I've just learned to pay attention to energy. Energy is honestly the answer to like 90% of life's problems. The right friendships for you who love you for who you are always gonna wanna see you go a million miles an hour towards your dreams. I actually had a recent opportunity come my way. The first person I told was the correct one. 90% sure she was screaming. Hang on, let me see if I can play the voice note.
Rishika, no! Stop it! I'm literally screaming. I'm literally screaming! Oh my god, stop.
If your friends don't sound like that when you tell them your wins, I honestly cannot be bothered to deal with it. I hope you were able to take away some sort of knowledge, some sort of lesson from this video. Honestly, friendships are not easy to navigate, so please don't beat yourself up if you're not able to follow through with a lot of these tips. It takes time. Like, I learned this over a good couple of years. See you guys next week for a brand new video. Mwah. Bye guys.